welcome to the stream. All right, I looked over. I am on it. Perfect. What's up? What's up? I am mixing the paint because you guys wanted it back. I do have a poll in the chat. I'll give everyone a couple minutes to get in here. I am streaming on YouTube and over on my Twitter as well as Twitch. So, hello, wherever you're watching from. Today I am painting the lovely Krista Nova's eye. I doubt she even remembers volunteering, but I know that I think I've seen some posts on Instagram of her trying to get into art, and she does paintings and stuff, and people have tagged me in it. It's like her and Carmaxla, starting to get into painting, so people always tag me and they're like, ask Anna about stuff. And I sent Carmaxla back, this must have been a year or two ago. I sent her a bunch of supplies and explained to her how to use them. And then her and Lila did a stream and I wanted to pull my hair out. Because I was like, oh my God, you're using everything wrong. Lila was just sticking her paintbrush directly into the medium. And I was like, don't, what the hell are you doing? Oh my God, I thought I was going to have a stroke watching. So I had to turn off the stream. But yeah, so I am, since I think Krista has actually an interest in learning how to paint and stuff, I'm going to try my best to explain what I'm doing. So, as far as color mixing goes, I usually do start with the lightest color on the palette that it's going to be, and then work my way from there. But what I always try to look for is the light or the warm colors versus the cool colors. And that will really depend on the person's lighting. And so she has a light literally right in front of her face. You can tell because in the photo she sent to me, the dot of white is directly in her iris. And so she has I'm sure she took it right in front of her ring light or her YouTube light. So it's extremely bright right in her face. So she doesn't have very many shadows, but you can see the pigment in her skin really well. She is very pale. For being Italian, she's extremely pale, but maybe that's because she's Canadian. Canadian people usually don't have, from what I've seen, don't have very tan skin. But around her eyes, it's very pink. On her eyelid, very yellow. And then she has a lot of pink and yellow in her skin. So, since there's not very many shadows for me to work with, I'm going to work with a lot of the color that I can see. I get a lot of questions about why I choose certain colors and how I mix skin tones certain ways. And I'm like, this is just, I'm going off of my experience and from what I can see. And especially since be different if you're painting an alien or a mythological creature, but we all know that humans have red blood, right? So we're not painting a Vulcan with green blood, we're painting a human with red blood. So your skin is always, even if it's with a cool light, you're always going to have warm features to the face and to the skin, undertones. Even if you have cool undertones in your skin naturally, there's still going to be a lot of warmth there because of your blood. Now, I might have to take breaks now and then because, for those that don't know, I am extremely pregnant right now. And talking a lot makes me lose my breath and all that fun stuff. Krista said she had brown eyes, but I can see green. I think a lot of people think that they have brown eyes, but in the light they do look more hazel to me. So I'm going to be painting what I see in this photo. And I can bring it into Photoshop and like do an eyedropper and pick out the colors. And you guys, if you don't believe me, but I see green in her eyes, so I'm going to paint what I see. Hmm. If it's too dark on the screen, let me know. I can brighten it up a bit. I hope everyone is doing well. Now let me ask you, did you guys actually get a notification for this stream? Yes or no? Oh, okay. Time to get into the yellows. Like I said, her skin is really pale, so it's going to be a lot of lighter colors in this palette compared to darker. My acid reflux is sparking up. Ugh. Oof. Not fun. I might have to go and grab some Tums. I have a poll in the chat. I'm asking, the poll is on YouTube, not on Twitch or Twitter, but the poll is if you guys actually like watching me paint mix, or if you guys just prefer watching the painting process. Some people like it, some people just prefer the painting. I personally just prefer the painting on air because I get to watch other things while I mix the paint. I feel like it goes by faster when I have something playing in the background, like Star Trek or something. But I figured it might be beneficial for some of you guys to see. like I said, Krista has shown an interest in like painting and whatnot. So I was like, okay. I doubt she'll watch this, but just in case if she does, she can see what I did to mix the colors. Some people find it interesting. Other people, I think, just like having it on in the background for background noise. Like I said, it's like around her eyes are very pink and red. And then the rest of her skin has lots of yellows. Excuse me, by the way, for the sneeze. Those are pretty similar. I had a Mandy and Shane's Pimp My Comic stream on earlier. I only had it on for a little bit. It was pretty good. They had some, I don't know, he seemed like a teenager, but he had some like Minotaur comic on there. It was pretty good. I don't know if anyone's seen Gladiator 2 yet. I'm in the minority. I don't really care for Gladiator, like the first one. I've only watched it twice, though, and I just remember each time I watched it, I was disappointed. I've been debating on watching it again and then watching the second one, seeing what I think, but I don't know. I really don't want to watch it. Every night I'm like, oh, I should rewatch Gladiator 1, and then I just don't. So, obviously, I'm very enthused about it. But, I don't know. From the reviews I've seen of the second one, they're like, it's pretty much the same plot as the first one, except now they have like CGI, so they fill the Coliseum with water and there's sharks. And they're like, yeah, people are falling and getting eaten by sharks. And I'm like, well, I'm terrified of sharks. I don't know if I want to watch that. You know, I don't know if that's for me. But me and Peaches watched the trailer, and he's kind of like, it seemed like it was the whole movie. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if we need to watch it. I do like Denzel Washington, though. That's like my only hiccup about it. I'm like, oh, everything Denzel's in is good, but I hate Pedro Pascal, so I'm like, which sucks because I remember I really liked him in Game of Thrones, and then Pedro Pascal is just a whack job in real life, so I'm like, I don't know, do I want to watch his movie? Maybe I'll just wait until it comes out on streaming. Okay. It is getting a little chilly where I live, finally. That's one thing that's hard, like when you're pregnant, trying to find like clothes that you can be comfortable in. And so I have maternity clothes, but I'm getting bigger that the maternity clothes aren't fitting me, so I'm having to wear my husband's clothes. And I don't like wearing them when I'm painting because I don't want to get paint on his clothes. But there's like now 2 bottoms that can fit me. which are his pajama pants, and then my shorts. And so I'm like, and it's hard to find like ones online that are good quality. And so I only have like these jean shorts that fit me, and it's starting to get cold, and I'm like, can't wear jean shorts everywhere. And I'm kind of sick and tired of wearing dresses, but I guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up. If I have to go in and grab Tom's, I might grab a blanket to put on my legs. I have these like Ugg slippers. I've tried getting like knockoff Uggs before, but my feet just get so cold during winter, and I'll get a cold if my feet are cold. So I give in, and every couple years I bite the bullet and buy a nice pair of Uggs. And I was missing one of them for the longest time, and I finally found it, and I'm like, yes! I'm wearing them everywhere. I took them off earlier, though, because I was doing a lot of stuff outside, and I didn't want to get them too dirty when you're playing with your dog and stuff. So I have flip-flops on right now. So my toes are cold. I'm starting to get a stuffy nose. Probably mixing more colors than I need, but this is Krista, so I want to do a good job. I need to blow my nose. Excuse me for 1 second. I do have a heater in here. My heater is on. Santa Rosa gets cold. I don't know. I've never been to Santa Rosa. And that's up in like Northern California. I don't live there. It's like up in Marin where George Lucas used to live. I live down by Huntington Beach. I don't really want to give away my location, but yeah, I live in SoCal. But it will get cold because of the ocean breeze. I live pretty close to the ocean, so the coastal winds will make it cold. I went into Hobby Lobby today looking for ribbon. They didn't have any of the one I needed. I was so irritated. Because it's like one thing to order it online. I wanted to see it in person to make sure I was getting the right color. I keep seeing all these like viral videos of all these like moms that are making garlands, but they're like doing it with like red velvet bows. And I'm like, oh, that actually looks cute and like something I can do while I'm all pregnant. One of my Christmas bins got destroyed. We had some pretty bad storms this past winter, and so one of my bins, there was like a leak in my garage ceiling, and so it destroyed one of my Christmas bins and like a couple of my Halloween bins. And so I'm down some decorations, which means I can buy or make more. So was the one that had like a bunch of my garlands for my front windows. And so I was like, oh, I can do this trendy thing that all these like stay-at-home moms are doing. And I was looking for ribbon because I was like, I'll go buy some in person and not just order from Amazon like I usually do. And this is, I'm like, and this is why everyone orders from Amazon. And this is why stores are complaining people aren't buying from their stores and Amazon's putting them out of business. I'm like, well, if you had everything in stock, like your website says, and it was easy to find shit, you wouldn't have this problem. All right, I think I have pretty much all the colors I need for her skin. I'm going to go and start mixing the eyes now. During okay deal, thank you for the super chat. How did they get the sex of your baby wrong? Oh, I've explained this a couple times. My baby was sleeping with her umbilical cord like a body pillow, just the way I sleep. So we did some ultrasounds and they're like, it's a boy. And they even like had a little arrow and like a circle to the junk. And so that was in our gender reveal. And so when we did our baby shower, we're like, it's a boy. And me and Peaches are all stoked and all happy. We all had a feeling it was a boy. The only one that was kind of upset was the Munchkin because she really wanted a sister. So the whole family's ready for another boy. Everyone's excited. We have a baby shower for a boy. And like every time I went in, they're like, oh yeah, it's a boy. Like you can see the junk there, but apparently it wasn't junk. Apparently it was the umbilical cord. And so then we went in for like an anatomy scan. And the lady was like, who told you it was a boy? And we're like, what? And she's like, no. She's like, I don't think it's a boy. I'm pretty sure this is a girl. And so I had done a ton of blood work, but I didn't do the genetic one because I'm like, you should be able to tell from, you can tell my blood type from all the blood that you drew for me already. You should be able to tell the gender of my freaking baby. But I had to go in and do another blood test. And I didn't do this genetic one because I guess the doctors get extra money for it. And they like give all that information to the government. And so I was like, no. And also I'm like, if the baby's retarded, I'm like, I'm already so far along. It doesn't matter if it has like Down syndrome or something. Like I'm not going to kill my baby. But I went in the day after I had an anatomy ultrasound where the lady was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's a girl. And got the blood work done. The baby shower my mom was throwing me was on that Saturday. She had already bought everything for a boy. But we were waiting to pick up my stepdaughter from school. And I get an email saying my test results were in. And guess what? It's a girl from the blood. They're like consistent with female. And so me and Peaches are like, are you kidding? And so we told the Munchkin, and she was so happy because she wanted a sister so bad. She was kind of disappointed she got a brother. And so we told her. She started freaking out. She's so excited. She was like, yes, I'm having a sister. So she's happy. Me and Peaches were like, we both were like, if we would have known from the beginning it was a girl, it would have been fine. But the fact that we were told it was a boy, we were all mentally prepared for it being a boy. We had the room all decorated and painted. Everyone had got us baby stuff for a boy. We were both mentally prepared for a boy. Every time like the baby was kicking. We're like, oh, it's a little boy, like he's kicking me kind of thing. And Peaches had like his name picked out. And yeah, so it's kind of hard at first because you're like bonding with this baby and you think it's one thing and then it's another. And so now we've gotten used to the idea it's a girl. But we still haven't picked out a name because, again, it was like I'm 8 months pregnant and this whole time we've been told it's a boy. So we're still trying to figure out what to name her and how to switch up the room and everything. We had like everything cowboy and dinosaur themed, so it's an adjustment. Definitely an adjustment. But and honestly, like we're kind of both just like we're just going to wait until the baby comes out of me and sees what it is, cuz we're like, what if we get all like it's a girl kind of thing and then the baby comes out and it's a boy again. So we're kind of like just waiting to see, because at this point we're like, okay, they told us it was a boy for sure at first, then they were wrong. So I don't know. And I was like, what if the blood work's wrong? And so like we had posted on like Facebook to announce to all of our family about it being a girl. And like I guess Peaches got like a lot of comments from like his friends and like, same thing happened to me. And because at first he looked it up because Peaches was like, what the hell? How do they mess that up? Like, this is their job. And he's like, there's like, only a 10% chance of them reading this wrong. And then apparently everyone is just like, oh no, this happened to me too. And he's like, is this the thing that these people can't do their job, that they can't read the damn ultrasound? Like, this is their one job, is to read ultrasounds, and they can't do it. So yeah, that's the story about Zabubba. So at this point we're hesitant. We're going to have a name picked out for both a boy and a girl, and we're just going to see what we get. It's the ultrasound, and we even were like looking at my old ultrasounds, and we're like, yeah, this looks like a boy. So we're going to see. Well, on the day of, we're just going to see what pops out of me, and we'll have a name picked out for a girl and a name picked out for a boy, and we'll just see what we get. Some people were like, why don't you just want to be surprised? And I'm like, because that's stupid. Some people were giving me shit on Twitter about it, and I'm like, first off, I'm like, it's really like none of your business. I know I'm like posting about it online, but I mean, don't give me shit because this is what we decided to do. Just because you didn't decide to do that with your kid doesn't mean other people don't. Like, it's a pretty normal thing to find out the gender of your baby. That's all. Thank you for the super chat. Maybe you'll have a little Jamie Lee Curtis. Russell, why would you wish that on me? That's extremely rude. And like I said yesterday, Russell, please don't try to stress me out. I know you try to be funny a lot, but the last thing I need when I go into my stress test tomorrow is have to explain to my doctor, I'm stressed out because this troll named Russell likes to stress me out during my live streams. I'm going to try to stream for as long as I can this whole process, but if I start to lose steam, I am going to have to go. I'm mixing more than it's taking longer than I thought it was going to. Okay, the only thing I see is I said I was going to mix a yellower color, but I don't think I did. So give me a second. I need one more color here. I'm like looking at my palette. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. Apologize if the glass noise is annoying. Trust me, it's annoying me too. That's how my hurts. Alright, I think this is the last color. I think I'm good now. Again, it's usually more colors than I usually mix, but that's okay. Whatever I don't use, I can use in the next painting. Okay. Oh. Isn't it crazy? I'm almost done with this whole project. Like, I'm almost at the finish line. It's crazy. I'm almost there. So that one song, it's the final countdown. Mm. Oh. Okay. Let me just adjust this on here. There we go. During Lunatic, I think I read that one. Thank you. That's all. Thank you for the 3 super chats now. Let's be honest, the term stay-at-home mom is just a passive-aggressive way for self-hating feminists to slander motherhood. I'm sure you'll be great. Stay in the shed, mom. Jamie Lee Curtis. Thank you, everyone, for the super chats. Okay. Glad I switched it. I had it on regular video, not time lapse. That would have been hell to edit. Okay. Here we go. I don't know if you guys remember, but a few years ago I did this at this like art store kind of by me. They'll do like holiday events, and they have like a little gallery attached to their holiday stuff. Or excuse me, they have like a little art gallery where if they have like an art exhibit or like an art challenge, they have like a show there. And so I was trying to tell Sav, I was like, oh, they're doing like a Christmas one. We should like try doing it. And so I'm going to go there It's like I want to wait until after Black Friday, but I want to get the, oh shit, you know what? Should have had this down more. It's a little high up on the canvas. Could just make her eye bigger. I'm going to do that. She'll just have a giant eye on here. Make it bigger. I made it too high. Her picture's pretty cropped, so I don't have a lot of the bottom half of her face. There we go. Even that out a little bit. Her pupil is super, super small. Okay, there we go. But Sav and I were talking about doing it, so I might go out there and run to the art store and get some. They're like having it on like birch. Was a challenge this time. It's supposed to be like holiday themed. And I was like, maybe I should paint like Rudolph, like his nose or something, or his eye. I gotta stay in theme. But then I'm always like, ugh, I could be painting more eyes instead of doing something else. But I kind of want to do it. I met Steve Giblin last time I did the Halloween one a few years ago. He came out and I got to meet him and his friend. It was nice. It's a nice little event. What I didn't like, though, is they mislabeled my paintings and put prices on them, which I was not happy about. I had to go around with like a Sharpie and mark off. I'm like, no, these are not for sale. Especially not for those cheap-ass prices. I was not amused. I saw like one of the manager girls watched me do it, and I'm like, she went up to go see what I wrote, and I'm like, no. You know. I'm like, that's super unprofessional, too. I'm like, what if these were already sold and you're putting prices on somebody's paintings? Especially since, like, I think I'm like, they're just an art store and they take 30% commission. And I'm like, these, like, a lot of the people, like, the paintings on there were all, like, the prices they put on mine were super cheap. And I'm like, you're selling these people's paintings for super cheap and you're taking 30% commission? I'm like, no. No. I was not amused. So I'm doing something differently than I usually do. And that's because I am, just in case if I have to take a break. So what I'm doing is I'm really, really thinly laying down the colors. And so what I do is I kind of water these down with turp, and I'm just like laying out a map. So if I do have to stop and I come back when it's a little bit more dry, I have a color map, and like these are kind of already laid out. So that way, when I go add on colors on top of them, it'll blend out a little bit better. So that's why I'm doing it. That's why you guys, it's pretty see-through. And I usually wouldn't do that, but because of my circumstances, I kind of have to. because I don't know if I'll be able to last the full, I don't know, 3 to 4 hours that it usually takes me. It's so much harder doing things when pregnant. Chrissy made it seem like her pregnancy was super easy, and I'm like, maybe that is because she had a boy. Maybe that should have been my sign that it was a girl because of how difficult this pregnancy has been for me. But I've told everyone, I'm like, it's probably better that this is a girl, because if it was a boy, I don't think I would ever do this again. It's been hell. Dealing with doctors has been hell. The pregnancy itself has been hell. But since it's a girl, I've always wanted a boy, so I'm going to have to do it at least one more time and hope that the boy is not hell. So yeah, like I said, I'm doing it as thinly as possible on here. And not to get me wrong, guys, I am excited now. Now that I've kind of adjusted to it, that it's a girl. One of my best friends from high school, her little brother, who I've known since he was 8 years old, him and his girlfriend had a baby, and it's a little girl. And I got to see her when I was up north for my baby shower. I got to meet her and hold her, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, okay, I can have a girl. She's cute. She's sweet. Having a girl won't be too bad. The munchkin was so happy. I like put the baby in her arms, and she had this big old smile on her face, and I was like, this is gonna be like holding your sister in like a month. And she was all happy. So like when we told her, she was like jumping up and down. She was like, are you guys serious? It was like telling her we're going to Disneyland. She was so happy. How many eyes are you up to now? This is eye number 187. 187. Isn't that crazy? Do you guys remember when I started? What was that, 2021? It's taken me a long time. I think I'm going to watch Silence of the Lambs tonight. I haven't watched it in a long time. I just watched that movie, The Wolf, with Jack Nicholson. Peaches and I had never seen it before. And I had been talking, like, I saw this on Twitter, and so I posted, like, a poll on my channel about, like, what kind of werewolves do you prefer? Do you prefer the, like, wolf-like kind, or do you prefer the, like, the Lon Chaney Jr. one? And a lot of people said they preferred the, what's his face? Like, Underworld, like the Lycans, and Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman. And I think the Hugh Jackman one is probably my favorite version of a werewolf. Like, when I picture a werewolf, that's what I picture. So I guess, the way that all of our devices listen to us, it was like, oh, you want to watch werewolf movies now? So all of my recommendations are all these werewolf movies. And I really like Jack Nicholson. I'm like, oh, there's a movie with Jack Nicholson I've never heard of or seen. And it had like an all-star cast. Like Niles from Frasier was in it. James Spader's in it. Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. Christopher Plummer was in it. I was like, what? How have I never seen this movie? And so we watched it last night, and I was like, oh, this is really good. Jack Nicholson is a fantastic actor, I swear. I can't think of one movie where he's given a bad performance. It sucks that like they don't make them like that anymore. just a different era of humans nowadays. I don't know, what's your guys' favorite Jack Nicholson movie? I'll look up at the chat in a minute once I'm done laying in some of these colors. I feel like a lot of people are going to say The Shining. Honestly, I think, like, this is my biggest gripe with, like, Tom Cruise, is one of the first movies I ever saw him in was, the one with him and Jack Nicholson. The one where it's like, you can't handle the truth. Fuck, why can't I think of the name of that damn movie? But so I saw that with, you know, him and Jack Nicholson, and I'm like, gosh, like, Tom Cruise, he's a really good drama actor, but this dude is just obsessed with doing stunts, and I'm like, what a waste. Like, A Few Good Men, is that the name of the movie? Like him, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon. Maybe I'll watch that tonight instead. I don't know. I'm really in the mood for Silence of the Lambs after that werewolf movie for some reason. But Silence of the Lambs is my favorite movie outside of, like, Star Wars, so I like watching it often. I don't know if Peaches particularly likes it, but A Few Good Men, yeah. She tricked us into spamming it. I wasn't looking at the chat, but thanks, guys. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that was, like, maybe one of the first Tom Cruise movies I ever saw. And I'm like, gosh, he's so good in it. Like, him and Jack Nicholson facing off with one another. It's a good movie. And then I'm like, the rest of his movies are just, like, all action. I'm like, bruh, like, you're wasting your potential. It kind of irritates me. Maybe I just like more drama type of films. Just prefer him in that. Because even, like, I don't really care for the Mission Impossible movies. I'd rather watch, like, John Voight than Tom Cruise. I'm like, I get so irritated because I'm just like, I feel like they're just. Tom Cruise does this thing where he has other people talk about him in movies. Like, he's this great guy, especially in those Mission Impossible movies. Like, oh yeah, he's this great guy. He's this great friend. And so it's other people talking him up the whole time. And I'm like, I get it. You're a great friend and you guys are all like family. But at some point, I'm like, this is just a fancier version of what's that fucking movie with the cars? It's family. It's about family. Fast and Furious. I don't know. I think Tom Cruise wastes his potential with all this action shit, but I get it. He wants to do it while he still can. Or he's too old. Which he's getting there. But yeah, I watched that werewolf movie and I was like, oh, this is surprisingly good. I was not expecting ever to see Jack Nicholson as a werewolf, and I saw it. So I still think he should have bit that shaman guy. That guy's like, I'm dying. I just gave you this, like, thing to protect you. I don't remember him biting James Spader. It's the one part I don't remember. Because when Michelle Pfeiffer's at, like, the police station and you see James Spader with the contacts and he's acting all funky, and then you see, like, this thing on his hand, but I'm like, I remember Jack Nicholson, like, peeing on him in the bathroom. I don't remember him biting him. I just realized I painted pretty much this entire thing with one brush. Do you guys know, is Longlegs out on like streaming yet? When I mean streaming, like free, like I don't have to pay for it with the streaming service. Because that's one I've been wanting to watch since everyone keeps making the comparison of it in Silence of the Lambs. People have told me that I'll like it, but I'm cheap. I don't want to pay for it. Just when, because like the second I pay for it, it's going to come out on streaming the next day. So I've been holding out. Russell, thank you for the super chat. I feel like the majority of Tom Cruise's movies are non-action. The Pelican Brief, Cocktail, The Outsiders, The Color of Money, Rain Man. He was in The Pelican Brief? I don't remember him in The Pelican Brief. Who the fuck was he in that movie? Gosh, I haven't watched a movie in a long time. That's like a Julia Roberts and Denzel movie. When the hell was Tom Cruise in that movie? Am I crazy? Am I remembering this all wrong? I seriously don't remember him in that. And Russell, yeah, I know. It's like his older movies, there was like drama or like the romance kind of stuff. I guess it's just like now that he's older, I'm like, I would expect him to be, as experienced as possible. I don't know. I'm just like, now that he can't play like the young love interest kind of guy, the heartthrob guy, he's let me just do action and run. I'm like, I don't really care. Tom Cruise wasn't in the Pelican Brief. He was in The Firm. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I don't remember him in the Pelican Brief. I don't know if I've watched The Firm. I feel like I must have, but it's like blanking.
What do you guys think so far? You guys like it? Yay, nay. I feel like this technique is a little bit faster right now. And try not to let myself get too tired. It's just getting cold in here. Worried that if I take a break, I won't be able to come back. So I'm just trying to power through. The last doctor told me, they're like, were you doing stuff this weekend? And I was like, yeah, we were putting up Christmas decorations, because it's the baby can, even though I got 3 to 4 weeks left until, well, actually, 36 days until Christmas. So I kind of have a month, but I'm comes early, then I need to make sure my house is all done before it gets spammed with my family. My dad said he'd get a hotel, but that still means he'd be over at my house. So I'm we need to get, I told Peaches, we're skipping Thanksgiving decorations this year, which I really like my Thanksgiving decorations. I like all the pilgrims and stuff. But I was we're just going straight to Christmas, because there's no way I'm going to put up Christmas decorations when I'm 9 months pregnant. So, we're putting up whatchamacallit, putting up Christmas, and the doctor's you need to stop overworking yourself. You need to take it easy. And even Peaches was yeah, they're not going to let you do anything soon. I was I know. So I got to get all this stuff done now. Gotta get everything done now while I can. So one of the tricks when you're painting someone that has brown or darker eyes, specifically brown, is you want to give them a blue halo around the iris.
because I do have it. It obviously doesn't show up as well when you have like blue eyes, but when you have brown, you can really see it. And brown and blue are pretty complementary of one another. And you never use like pure blue in the eyes. You always want to have like it kind of have some violet in it, because your eyes obviously have blood in it and blood vessels, so it'll never be pure blue. At least the whites of your eyes won't. It'll have some kind of violet because of the blood. And even if you can't see it with your own eyes, it's there. Trust me. I've I painted my hallway the other day. There's a lot of remodeling that we've been needing to do, but we just haven't. I know we've been in this house for like 5 years now, but it's like I've been needing to paint the hallway for years, but I just couldn't decide on a color. Now that I painted it, I hate it. But it's got to stay until after the baby, so I'm not painting it again. But as was doing housework, I have the TV on and I just had Friends on, and it was the episode with not Tom Hanks. It was the episode with Brad Pitt. So I have like lines from it running through my head. It's like the I Hate Rachel Green Club. It's crazy to think Brad's in his like freaking 60s. I saw this picture of Angie and their son, and I'm like, he looks nothing like him. It's so bizarre. Like the girl twin, Vivian, she looks way more like Tom or Brad Pitt than the boy does. He's got like this weird like buzz cut though. I'm like, he needs to grow out his hair or something. He looks kind of like an alien still. It's funny because like their first biological daughter looks just like Angie. She's so pretty. And then the second daughter, she looks like Brad. There's pictures of like him when he was like young, and I'm like, oh my god, she looks just like him. I'm like, I'm so glad like those two beautiful people spawned and have like kids. Again, like the boy, like he just, I don't know, he needs some kind of makeover because the look he has now is just weird. I wish they would have had more biological children and not adopted so many. I think him and Angie, with their genes, they should have spawned more. Mm. Oh, my tum tum. It's starting to kill me. My throat is burning from the acid because I'm pushing on my stomach so much from like leaning into my desk. Holocron, who is Beep? You're asking about Beep in the chat. Who's Beep? That's Krista? Oh, Krista's in the chat? Her name's Beep? Oh. Oh, if Chris is in the chat, hello. That's weird. I don't see. Oh, there we go. My name has been Beep on Twitter for years, crying, nobody remembers me. Well, I'm not going off of Twitter names. I'm going off of YouTube names. But what's up, Krista? How you been? Long time no talk. I didn't know your YouTube name was Beep as well. Yeah, you sent this eye to me a long time ago. Shows how backed up I was on whatchamacallit, on eye submissions. But finally painting it, girl. Finally painting it. I wish I was in better condition, but I think for as fat as I am right now, I'll be able to get it done. I'm hoping I don't have to do like a 2-part stream and I can just get it done all tonight. And then I don't know if you follow how I post these. I post them on Instagram the next day. So this would be posted on Instagram tomorrow if I'm able to finish it tonight. And then I post it on this YouTube channel as like a, what do they call them on YouTube? They don't call them reels, as like a short. And that'll be posted. I didn't post the one from today. That'll be posted sometime later, and I'll send it all to you on Twitter. So that way you can watch them. If you have a song, or you have like I do to avoid like copyright stuff, I put like inspirational, like motivational quotes and stuff. If you have one like of an audio clip on Instagram, you can send it my way. Or if like for Nina, she had like a song that she liked, so I posted that. So if you have any of that, you can just send it to me on Instagram or on Twitter, and I can add that when I go and I make the reel if you want specific music. I don't know if you were here earlier. I'm painting yours a little bit of a different technique than I have been with all my eyes, because again, I don't know how like long I'll be able to last for these streams. So what I've been doing is just putting down light layers and then blending them. Whereas usually I just, paint in the area and then I blend everything together. But I just need a roadmap just in case if I do have to stop and take a break. Like the last eye, it took me like 2 weeks to paint, because every time I sat down to paint it, I just would get sick or get tired. One of the joys of pregnancy. But this way, if I do have to take a break, it'll be easier just to pick up where I left off. If anything, it'd be beneficial for me to wait on painting the iris because it's a little watery right now. And I want to make sure that the actual color of your eyes stand out. Because in the photo you sent me, you do have hazel eyes. There's green in them that I can see. Oh, Crown, are you calling me out on my bad memory? Yeah, I know, I do. I always say I'm going to remember and then I forget, but I do not remember. I mean, like, now that you're telling me about like the eczema around your eyes, I feel like I remember that conversation, but I think we talked about that years ago. So it's been a long time. But no, the pinks, this is what I try to tell people. the worse you think you look in person, the better the painting is going to be. And I know that doesn't make it's the exact opposite of a photo. A photo, it's going to not, obviously, if you think your skin looks bad, the photo is going to pick up everything. But in a painting, it's about all the color. And so if you have, like, it doesn't look to me like you have eczema around your eyes. It just looks like you just scrubbed your face and there's water on your face and that you're standing in front of like a mirror or a ring light. I'd assume a mirror because of the direct light from the highlight. But it looks like you just washed your face because there's a lot of highlights in like your eyebrows and on your skin. I had another woman that said she had eczema. She had really light skin with like lots of pinks like you. When I see skin like this, though, it just makes me think of like baby cherubs, if that makes sense. Because whenever those guys would paint them like Renaissance painters, they'd always have like lots of pinks and baby skin. So it makes me think of baby skin. And obviously, like, it's not a photograph. So it's like if you do have like blemishes or anything, I'm not going to go and paint that in. I'm going to look for like the color. Unless like you want it. Like some people specifically are like, here, I have like this massive scar on my face. Paint this because it'll be interesting. And it is. So that's the trick I always try to tell people. The worse you look in person, or the worse you think you look in person, the better your painting will be. So if you like just rolled out of bed, your eyes are bloodshot, you feel like your skin's a mess, it's going to look really good in a painting. Like it might look terrible in a photo, but in a painting, it's going to look great. So I'm like, no makeup, none of that. I had a couple of women that submitted it with makeup on, and I'm like, specifically said no makeup. But I get it. Some people are insecure. I'm surprised out of all like the birth defects and all the problems I usually have, I've never had an eczema, which I'm very grateful. I hope the baby doesn't have it. One of my friends, her baby has baby eczema, and like, all that like stuff that they have to put on them. I'm like, please, 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 little baby, don't have eczema. It seems like hell, especially like when they start crying, they're all uncomfortable. It's like, oh, poor baby. I got eczema later on in life, which is weird. Huh. I wonder what causes it. I remember the first person I ever encountered that has it was one of my sister's friends when we were kids. And I didn't understand it. God, I hated that kid too. It's like the most annoying little girl. Her name was Eleanor. I hated her. All of my sister's friends, I was like, she was the most annoying. She was kind of mean to my sister too. I was like, why are you friends with her? She's annoying and she's mean. She kind of reminded me of like Veruca Salt from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I saw this, like, meme about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like, the reason why that movie works is because you really believe that he's just gonna let all those kids die. Like, he just stand there, like, while it happens. And I was like, "Oh my god, you're right." It's like one of those spot on memes. Mm. I think I missed it in the chat. I know I asked this, like, a long time ago, but Is do you guys know, is Longlegs, is that available on like Prime or something for free or with a subscription? Or do I have, is Longlegs one of those movies I still have to pay for? So I kind of want to watch it when I'm done with this. If it's not, I'll just watch Silence of the Lambs. Apple TV and Amazon Video, Fandango at home. Okay, if it's on Amazon, like Amazon Prime, but is it free? It's on Amazon, I can watch it. Joan Malin. You're not John. The guys never want to come on my painting streams. I don't think any of the guys are live either. So I'd probably pop on. But if anything, this is probably better because I'm actually getting it done. Gotten a lot more done than I thought I was going to get. I'm shocked I actually have energy. Probably because I didn't have to go in today. I was super worried I was going to have to go in for more tests. I'm so sick and tired of seeing doctors and having tests done. Super annoying. But it is what it is. Russell holding a that Longlegs is free on Putlucker, Sail the Seas, but if you watch it expecting Silence of the Lambs, you'll be disappointed. That said, I quite liked it. Well, everyone has just compared it to Silence of the Lambs, from what I've been seeing. But no, I can't watch. I can't do the Seven Seas because of I want to watch it in bed on like my TV. I don't have it like jailbroken or anything. But do you guys think I would like it? From what I've been told, everyone that's watched it has said that they think I'll like it, but we'll see. Because isn't Nicolas Cage, since he's the bad guy, isn't he supposed to be like a trans kind of character? So like they're making the comparison of like Buffalo Bill kind of thing. And then like the detective is a chick too. I don't know. Ever since I saw, well, like I said, I watched The Wolf last night, and then whatchamacallit, I was like, I need some good acting. So, of course, Anthony Hopkins comes to mind. But ever since I saw that picture of Angelina Jolie and her son, her and Brad Pitt's son, I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie with her and Ethan Hawke called Taking Lives. I remember I liked it when I watched it. I don't know if it holds up. I haven't watched it in a long time. But I remember liking that. And I like seeing good actors in like dramatic roles like that. But yeah, I was like, I might watch Taking Lives or Silence of the Lambs. I'm obviously leaning more towards Silence of the Lambs because I like that movie better. But Taking Lives is a good one. If you guys haven't watched it, based on my memory of it, it was good. I think I saw recently that that lady, she was in The Notebook too, but the lady that plays his mom in the movie, I think I saw somewhere that she died recently. But, I don't know if Peaches has ever seen it. I feel like he would like it. He'd probably figure it out immediately, but yeah. I don't think he'd see the twist at the end coming. Peaches always figures out movies, and obviously, like, I've already seen, most of the time it's like I've already seen them, so I'm waiting to see if it'll like shock him or not, and then he figures it out and I kind of get annoyed. So I wonder if he would be able to figure out the ending of Taking Lives. I wonder if he'd see it coming or not. He might. He's pretty perceptive. But I always liked that movie. I feel like it was like one of those underrated ones. I don't know if many people have seen it or not. I could be wrong. Have you guys in the chat seen it? It's like that one, and then there's like this one where Keanu Reeves is like a serial killer too. Resolving strip. It's more like a supernatural Silence of the Lambs, minus Hannibal Lecter and Buffalo Bill, played by Nicolas Cage. And yes, that's as awesome as it sounds. Mm. Guys, hear my cricket? Cricket's back. I wonder what the supernatural aspect of long legs is. What's supernatural about it? You don't have to spoil the movie for me, but I watched the trailer. I don't remember anything supernatural about it. Is it like demonic possession? Like what type of supernatural? Possession. Oh, what's up, Nina? Long legs kind of sucked. Oh, no. Stop trying to ruin your own viewing. I'm nosy. I don't like going into like movies without knowing the plot already. I don't mind spoilers. But it's like demonic possession type of thing. That kind of sucks. Those movies don't scare me. You know, I still have never seen the original Exorcist movie. Remember I watched The Exorcism of Emily Rose and I was so bored. It's like, you don't even see The Exorcism. And then I was like, that's that one crazy chick from White Chicks. Remember the one that like tries on the outfit and she's like, oh, I'm so fat. So, yeah, that one was more of like a court case. You wouldn't have minded Star Wars being spoiled before you watch it. Well, to be fair, I was like 2 years old when that movie came out. And all I knew about it was there was a princess in it. And then the other two were spoiled for me because my aunt was like, they're twins and Darth Vader is their father. And I was like, what? And I didn't believe her. So Star Wars was spoiled for me. But it was so good, I didn't care. Ugh, stop kicking me. Getting like kicked and headbutted right now. So much fun. So fun. I was talking about it with Peaches today, and I'm like, I have like, 36 days left if they let me go to full term. And I'm like, that is absolutely insane. In like a month, I'm going to have a tiny human. And I was like, babe, it's like really hitting me. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, like, because I feel like I've been pregnant for so long now that it's like, I don't know, it just seems like it's a never ending process. And then I'm like, it's only a couple of weeks away. I was looking at my calendar and all the stuff I have to do. And I'm like, I'm about to run out of time out of all the stuff that I like need in my mind, like in my timeline that I need to get done before the baby comes. And I'm just like, I don't have time to do all of this. And he's kind of laughing. He's just like, yeah, it's going to be here before you know it. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like, and I was like, I'm going to be in the worst pain of my entire life soon. He's like, yeah. I was like, and you just get to sit there and hold my hand. I already told the doctor, I'm like, my mother is not allowed in the room. No one, I was like, if you weren't there, if you're not a person that's giving me drugs and pain medication, and if you weren't there during the making of, you can't be there during the, you can sit in the waiting room. My poor father. He's like, gonna have to sit with my mother. I told him, I was like, you can be in charge of Tulip. And he's just like, you're taking Tulip to the hospital? And I'm like, I'm going to try. But like, I have to go to the DMV sometime this week, and I'm really not looking forward to it because they gave me like a ticket, like a parking ticket, and I'm like, the license plate and the car isn't even my car. And I'm like, I'm not paying this. It's like a $50 ticket. And I'm like, this, and it's for some city I've never even been to up in Northern California. I'm like, I'm not paying this fucking parking ticket. This isn't even my car. And on the date that it claims it, like, it was like that the parking ticket happened, I'm like, you can look on my Ring app. I was at home all day that day. So I have to go into the DMV because they won't let me contest it online. And I need to pay my car registration. And I'm super irritated about it because I'm like, really? You're going to make me go in and go sit in a freaking DMV all day? And I bet you they're not going to be able to fix it. But I'm like, I've never even been to this city. And on the day that you claim that I was there, I can literally prove I was at home all day. The system's so broken, man, I swear. I wonder how they'll treat me, seeing me all pregnant and fat. Be like, you're really trying to give a parking ticket to a pregnant lady? Uh. Now I'm like really trying to figure out this plot of Long Legs. I'm like, who the fuck is possessed in this movie? Is it Nicolas Cage? Is he possessed? I'm so confused. I thought he was just like a trans person that's murdering people. Oh my god, that cricket is driving me crazy. This fucking baby. Oh, she's pushing her head. She's trying to push her head out. It really is like that scene in Aliens when she's like having a nightmare about the alien coming out of her. Like, that's really what my stomach is like half the time. Just this baby pushing her freaking head. I always show Peaches and I'm like, look at it. And he's like, that's crazy. Russell thinks wait, so they got it turned around? No. No, she's still breech. Russell, if that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the baby. No, she's still breech. Her it's like the top of my stomach, Russell. That's where her head is. It's like where her head and her arms are. Her feet are basically on my bladder. So whenever she kicks, like, time for me to pee. But she headbutts me a lot. It's like one of the things they're like, you need to make sure you're keeping a kick count, which is their way of like, you have to make sure that your baby kicks at least 10 times an hour. And every time I'm like, I don't need to do that because it's a miracle if this kid stops moving. I don't know when the hell this kid sleeps, but she's always moving. She moves a lot. She kicks a lot. And they want me to drink like 2 gallons of liquids a day. And I'm just like, ugh. And then she gets the hiccups. And when she gets the hiccups, she starts, she always has the hiccups whenever they're trying to like hear her heartbeat, which is very inconvenient. And then they start laughing. They're like, oh, she's got the hiccups. It's so cute. And I'm like, yeah, it's adorable, but she's jumping up and down on my bladder. So cute. Right? But yeah, I'm like, I don't need to keep a kick count. This kid moves a lot. This kid doesn't stop moving. So, she's fine. But yeah, if she doesn't move and go upside down by the time I'm 38 weeks, then I have to have the delivery, the emergency delivery doctor. My doctor doesn't do anything. I feel like I'm like she just shows up for the birth and does that. But I was even like, she's got webbed toes. Are you going to be the one that cuts them? She's like, no, it'll be this person. And I'm like, are you going to move her for me? And she's like, no, it'll be this person. I'm like, what do you do? What do you do except read my chart and like listen to her heartbeat and tell me information? But yeah, if she hasn't moved by 38 weeks, I have to go to this doctor that's going to move her for me. Hopefully. They're like, oh, the babies will do it themselves. I'm like, really, when? I remember though my cousin was like, oh yeah, when she was pregnant with her son, she said he would always kick her ribs and it really hurt. And I'm like, well, I haven't had to deal with that yet. I mean, this kid does headbutt me, but I feel like kicking versus a headbutt is very different. Okay. Getting close. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Google says you should drink 1.6 liters of water a day when pregnant, not 2 fucking gallons. Well, the reason why is because the baby's small and they want like more. Also, Headrock, it's because I have a very fast metabolism, and so I need to drink more to make up for my fast metabolism. So they want me to drink basically 2 gallons of liquid a day. It's you know, sorry, finishing my Capri Sun. Speaking of that, I have to pee, so I'm going to run to the restroom. But yeah, they want me to drink a lot, so I have been drinking a lot. More of a water for the kid to swim in. Yeah, and I think that also it has so that way she can move. But they said right now I have to go in twice a week and they measure how much liquid is in my uterus around her. And they want me to be at a 9. And yesterday I was at a 6.3. And the time before that I was at a 7. And I'm like, well, if you guys would schedule this appointment in the morning, it would be higher. But this appointment it's always the last one of the day. And so by then I'm like just exhausted and dehydrated. And I've told them that and they're like, okay. But I feel like they do it on purpose just so they can have something to report. But okay, I'm gonna go run to the restroom. I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm back. I changed my clothes. I was too cold. I walked inside and it's all nice and warm inside. I'm like, okay, I need my PJs. So I put on Peaches' PJs and I got my nice sweater on and I got another Capri Sun. But Peaches has been watching this show. It's like a Sherlock Holmes show. It's called Elementary. And the dude that's playing Sherlock Holmes, he's been balding for like I don't know how many seasons, but I was like, I don't know, whatever's going on in this episode, but I was like, whoa, he finally shaved his head. And he was like, oh no, I guess he does whenever he has like his dorky friends help him out with something, the repayment is he always has to do something embarrassing. And so I guess the person wanted him to shave his head. So he had to shave his head. But, anyways, drink water too, Anna. See. Really, two. You said one earlier, Anna. Two is pretty crazy. Yeah, well, that was before I got the text from the doctor. They want me to try to drink two. Which I don't know where it is. I have a gallon water bottle somewhere. I can't find it. Me and Peaches were looking for it. I'm like, did I leave it at like my parents' house or something? But I might just go run over to like TJ Maxx and get a new one. Let me. There you go. Hope that looks okay for you. Okay. Ugh. It's like I'm cold. I just got the chills, but I feel all nice, warm, and fuzzy. All right, I'm almost ready to start adding details, which is exciting. Oh my God, I really hope I've been recording all of this. If I haven't, I'm going to be so mad at myself. Oh no, I think I did. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Of course, when I decide to paint, my phone blows up. What does everybody want? Oh, let's see. Oh, this freaking baby, man. What the hell? I got tagged in some post. What the hell? Wow. Oh my God. You think these people would get a fucking memo? I don't understand. It's like, yeah, let's go after a pregnant woman. Wow. Ugh. Yeah, the people that made fun of my sister dying and tormented me about it, they're talking shit about me again. And it's like, get a fucking life, losers. Okay. Let's get this camera all set up again. There we go. Okay. Let's get back to this. Okay. Oh my gosh, it feels so much better now that I put pants on. It was so cold. What's up, Steve? I see you popped up in the chat. Oh, Ow. Oh my goodness. It's getting to that phase where it's all coming together. Mwahaha. Oh my God, my tummy. Turn off your ads. No. On this channel, I don't make any money really in super chats and stuff, so I need to make some kind of passive income from this channel, so my ads stay on for this on my art channel. On my other channel, I can justify, it because that channel actually makes money. This one doesn't, so ads are on for this. Sorry. Little commercial break is a way to support. And you don't have to watch them. You can click out. I'm sure lots of people do. But yeah, painting for 3 hours. I think everyone can suffer through a couple ads, or just click out or have an ad blocker on. I think if you watch on Brave gets rid of the ads. Premium too, yeah. They can always go to Rumble or Twitch to watch too. Exactly, Steve. Well, this is not Rumble. This is only on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, I have YouTube Premium, so I don't ever get ads when I watch other people's content. But for this, I'm like, usually they're like 3 to 4 hour painting streams, and I'll maybe make like $1 in super chats. So for the ads, it's like what, I think I have it set to like once every 30 minutes there's an ad. I don't think it's that bad. I'm at her eyebrows now. Here we go. Now to get back into ripping new ones on Twitter. Oh my God, Steve, are you on Twitter now? Are you fighting with people on Twitter? I know it's a slow news day when people try to drag me into drama I have nothing to do with. And I was saying this earlier, I'm like, leave me out of it. Like, I have literally nothing to do with anything. I don't even think I've commented on it. But somebody fucking tagged me in something because it's like people were talking shit about me. And so I think the person follows me, so they tagged me. So I'd see, and I'm like, it's just a bunch of losers that are trying to bring me into something. And I'm like, the person that's talking shit, I have blocked. And they have like a screenshot of like one of my streams. And I'm like, they're like, how to ruin a movement. It's Anna's fault. And I'm like, I'm not even involved in any of this shit drama about the stupid award show. I'm like, I haven't commented. I haven't done anything with it, but they're trying. I'm like, and then it's like all a bunch of losers that I have blocked, like dogpiling. And I'm like, I'm not even involved in this in the slightest. I've watched like a couple streams covering what happened, so it's like I know what happened, but I'm like, I'm not involved. I just live rent free in a bunch of losers' heads. Which I'm like, when you have to go after a pregnant woman that's literally not involved in any way in this situation, it's like that says more about you than it does about me. It's all your fault because of what you did to John's marriage or something. Oh my God. Nothing. See, that Headrock, this is, I'm like, these people are fucking obsessed with me. And I'm like, what? I heard about those stupid rumors. think like John was like talking about them in the stream. And I'm like, you got, how stupid do you have to be? I think it's like pathetic they're going after John's marriage, but it's like, I talk to John maybe once a week. Whenever you guys see me on stream with John is when I talk to John. I don't got time for any of this shit. I'm just like, people need to get lives. Some people, their entire lives are on the internet, and I'm like, you guys do realize, like, it's like the whole go outside and touch grass kind of thing. I didn't even think about that. Like, see, Hedrock, I didn't even like think about that because it's like a made up thing. I don't get it. I've literally been in a relationship since before I even had like a presence online, and I never hid the fact I was in a relationship. Like, I've always, ever since I got on YouTube, it's like I live with peaches. I've always been upfront about that. I've never, like, I know there's like a lot of like, it's like a thing for like all the ethot girls to like pretend like they're single to keep up the illusion, but I'm like, I never did that. I've always been like, no, I have a boyfriend. I live with peaches, and now obviously we got married. I don't know. This just tells me these people, they don't have lives. They don't have wives or girlfriends, and so they have these weird deluded fantasies which for whatever reason involve me, and they try to drag me into it. And I'm like, you guys, it's fucking weird. The only time I thought like it was funny was when people were like, oh, Henry Cavill just announced that he's gonna have a baby around the same time Anna is. Coincidence? And I was like, now that's a rumor I don't mind. That's funny. Like, yeah, it is a very funny coincidence that Henry and I are both having babies around the same time. That is pretty funny considering like my trolling history with that, and the fact that, like, you know, it's Henry Cavill. That's funny. But then people are like, I don't know, they're obsessed with my friends, and they're obsessed with starting rumors about apparently me and my friends, and it's fucking weird. I'm like, you guys, like, I don't know. It's retards being retards. I can't. Anytime I try to apply logic to it, it just hurts my brain. So it's like, I just need to remind myself not to. I'm not retarded. I'm not even gonna worry about it. I just think it's weird. It's like, you go after me when my sister dies, and then you go after me when I'm pregnant. It's like, and they want to pretend like they're all like the macho type of men. I'm like, you guys are all pathetic. Imagine that. Russell thinks about, no one is going after John's pretend marriage. That rumor is too ridiculous to be intended as actual slander. I'm sure it's a misunderstanding. I don't think people care about reality. They want to attack John, and that's how they've decided to do it. End of story. Yeah, it's the same thing, the way that like they attacked me over my sister, right? They just like, what's the lowest low blow that they can go after, and they just do it. But I heard they were trying to like dox her and everything, which is fucked. And like, they tried doing that with me. There's just some, like, really seriously mentally ill people out in the world. And they're all on the fucking internet. They're all on Twitter. So I'm like, just block and ignore. But then people go and tag me and shit. And I'm like, don't tag me. I have these fuckers blocked for a reason. I want to see it. Let them scream into their soapbox. I don't need seeing it. John would have to leave his house to run away with you, Anna. No one believes that would ever happen unless it were Shane. That I 100% believe. Oh my God. They would dox your unborn child if they could. Yeah, no fucking kidding. Fucking weirdos. That's why I saw someone was like, are you gonna like say your baby's name or post a picture? I'm like, absolutely fucking not. There will be no pictures of my child on the internet. That's all things shut. Babies are so cute though. Yeah. If it's a girl, would you please tell us what the name you would have given a boy? No, I would not, because if we have a boy, then we're going to use that name in the future. No, I'll never say my kids' names. Just like Peaches. I want to, because of how psycho the internet is, I don't ever want my family's information out there. Like I have said before, if I could go back in time, I would be completely anonymous. I would never have my face out there. I'd like use a voice changer. I'd probably pretend to be a dude. I would never let people know I'm a girl. Like Yellow Flasher, it's a Gundam. Like I don't want anyone fucking knowing shit about me. But I did not know how crazy the internet was before. And now I do, unfortunately. Whenever people ask me for advice, I'm always like, stay anonymous, be as private as possible. Russell, thank you for another super chat. I bet you'd tell us if it was Luke or Anakin. No, Russell. I'm never going to tell people my kids' names. And just from like what weirdos have done to me or tried to do to me, I'd never subject a child to that. There's bad people in the world. And unfortunately, a lot of them are obsessed with me. So, my baby does not need that. Or any future babies I have. Not happening. So yeah, this is just baby peach number 1. We'll see if there's a baby peach number 2. Oh dear Lord, Russell, what is it? You'd have 5 subscriptions right now if you pretended to be anonymous guy. Also, Kelsey wouldn't have lost his shit over you, so no Jack show. That honestly, Russell, I honestly value my privacy more. I would have a lot less fucking weirdo stalkers. I wouldn't even have the same amount of people bothering me. Like I said, I know things would be different, but however many years I've been doing this, it's really taught me about like how valuable privacy is. And If I could go back in time and change things, I would. But I can't. So all I can do moving forward is try my best to protect what little privacy I do have. And that should just honestly give you guys an idea about how bad it is. I saw Brittany posted on Twitter about how she doesn't like live stream anymore because of how bad her stalkers are. And I know she told me about some of her stalkers, and I'm like, it's insane. Level of autism some people have, and like no boundaries. Russell, thank you for the super chat. Do you think J Doll is still tracking Brittany? I don't know. Jay is probably the most harmless one. Yeah, I honestly think he is. He's 100% the most harmless guy. No, there's like some fucking weirdos that are obsessed with Brittany. It's bizarre. Again, it's like unregulated autism. I swear. And it's always guys that like claim that they hate her, but it's like you guys just secretly want to smell her hair, don't you? None of them would be stalking her the way that they were if they had a girlfriend. They're all just like in love with her. Like leave her alone. There's one guy that he messaged me to ask me if he could use like a clip from one of my live streams because he has a whole channel where all he does is like stalk her and talk shit about her, and it's like I blocked him immediately. I'm like, go fucking yourself. Like what are you planning on doing? You're so obsessed with this girl that all you do is make content about her and obsess over her. And like what is your end game? Like, shouldn't you be doing something productive with your life? But no, your entire internet existence is obsessing over some chick. Like, you got a problem. It's like, I have to prove to the world that Brittany Venti is you know, X, Y, and Z. It's like nobody fucking cares. No, nobody cares. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Go do something fucking productive with your life. Trying to prove to the world that Brittany Venti is, I don't know, whatever version of evil they want to label her that day. It doesn't fucking matter. There's like people out there murdering people, but you're obsessed because Brittany Venti did something on the internet or on a stream or in real life or said X, Y, and Z. It's like, go get a life. Leave the poor girl alone. Who the fuck cares? Nobody's perfect, and she never claimed to be perfect. And if she did, she was probably trolling. But just because she's a pretty girl on the internet and they lose their goddamn minds. It's like, this is why you will always be single. It's like, do you have a Chris Chan Fanta cup thing with her name on it? Most likely. The answer to that question is most likely. It's like, Jesus, get a fucking life. Leave Brittany alone. Where's that one guy was crying? Leave Brittany alone. It's so bizarre, man. I'm trying to add all these like highlights in before I do the eyelashes. Yeah, eyelash time. Krista's got a ton of eyelashes. Freaking lucky. Mm. Yeah, this is like if Krista wouldn't even have to tell me she's Italian. I could tell from her eyelashes. She's got a ton. They're super thick too. This is without makeup. It's amazing. Some people are just blessed, man. I don't know if Krista's still watching, but girl, you got some awesome eyelashes. I'm almost done. Almost done. You guys think? I'll have to hold it up so you guys can see it better in a minute. Yeah. Shut up, PC. Alrighty. Time to add highlights. Oh my God, right now is when the baby decides she wants to move around. Headbutts more. Goodness. This is Krista's eye. Yep. This is Krista Nova's eye. All right. I think I'm done. Oh no, there's a couple more details I want to add. She has a spot on her eye, which I think is cool. There we go. She's got like a little freckle on her eyeball. It's cute. Okay, time to sign it, and then I'll be done. Oh my goodness, that was a long painting. Okay, I'm done. Fucking done. What do you guys think? You like it? It looks much better in person, trust me. Just gotta take a picture. And then this video will be posted on my Instagram sometime tomorrow morning. Or sometime during the day tomorrow. Whew, that was a long painting. Let's see. Rich brows. Yeah. It doesn't look as like intense in here. I think it's because it's dark on my screen. And there's like a couple things. I'm seeing now. I'm leaning back. A couple things need to be blended out a little bit. Here. There's some highlights I can add into her brows. Okay. Alrighty. Well, guys, I am gonna go lay down. I get to now go lay down and relax and go pee. And I think I'm gonna go watch Silence of the Lambs or Taking Lives. I'm not sure. I'll ask Peaches which one he wants to watch. Better still be awake. I want my movie night with my Peaches. Alrighty. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching, guys. I appreciate everyone that watched here on YouTube and Twitch and where else am I on? Twitter. Thanks everyone for hanging out and watching. I appreciate all you guys. If you guys are watching on YouTube, please smash the like button and leave me a comment. I will see you guys. Oh, calendar mention. Yeah, guys, go back my calendar if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. Really close to 200, or I am 200. I don't know. Really close to something. Go check it out. Pinocchio's nose is growing. Whose nose? Why are you being all sneaky? Steve, who's... But anyways, this will be posted on my Instagram tomorrow. I'm just going to wait to see what kind of music Krista wants. And it'll be up on this YouTube channel sometime eventually. But yeah. I'll see you guys all later. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button. If anyone else is live, go check them out. I will see you guys all later. Have a great rest of your night. Bye.